Hi there, how you doing? And welcome to the eBook Revolution. I'm Jeff Hughes, the eBook Revolution podcast brought to you by MadhouseMEDIA, www.madhousemedia.com.au. And in today's podcast, we're going to talk about what you need to do to pull together your own writer's platform. Now, I hope the reason is you listen to these podcasts is that you're interested in writing a book and publishing a book and taking advantage of some of the incredible opportunities there are for ebook publishing. And it's really is a lot of opportunities out there for you. This episode is going to talk about the importance of building your own writer's platform, because it's one thing just publishing a book, okay, but unless you can get people to buy it, and let's talk about marketing people. Let's not get too upset about the dirty word marketing when we're talking about creative aspects of creativity and writing a book, but it's one thing to lock yourself away in a garret for years and years and years to write your book, but if nobody buys it, it can all be a bit sad, can't it? So that's what this podcast is about, how to build your writer's platform, what it is, and how you can go about to cheaply and efficiently build your own writer's platform now. Now, what is a writer's platform? I like to think of it as a good analogy is Kevin Costner's movie, Field of Dreams. His character was compelled by ghosts to build a baseball stadium. So what's this got to do with writing? Well, it's pretty straightforward, really. Writers who choose to go the indie publishing route, they're compelled to publish. And it's one step writing an ebook and publishing it up on KDP or Smashwords. But if you don't have a platform, you're going to struggle to attract an audience. That's just the basic truth and economics of it. If you're an unknown writer, and I'm betting the house that if you're listening to this podcast, you probably are, and you want to publish a book, well, unless you can get some traction, unless you can build an audience to start with, nobody's going to buy your book, or maybe your friends or your immediate network, but it's going to be hard to get traction beyond that. So a writer's platform gives you that traction. So that's what we're talking about in this podcast. Now, the most successful independent writers achieve success through both a great platform and great writing. They bring it all together. And there's a great word for this, which I love. It's entrepreneur. So it's a combination of the best of internet marketing with independent writing and creativity. So somebody has the creative chops. They can write and produce a book, and it can be fiction or non-fiction. But they've also learnt the marketing chops to use online sales marketing techniques to build their platform and sell books. And this actually works. And we're going to look at exactly how you can do this in this podcast. Some great examples are writers like Hugh Howey, Jeff Goins, and Joanna Penn, three people who I have immense respect for. They've all achieved success because they painstakingly built their own writers' platforms, and they continually engage with their audience, and they share quality advice. And this is the key thing. They share information. Now, I don't know Hugh Howey, Jeff Goins, or Joanna Penn. I know them through the information they share on the internet. And to use Jeff Goins for an example, I signed up to Jeff's mailing list about a year ago. And the information he shares on writing and publishing and creativity, it's just inspiring. It's top-notch stuff. And when I see an email from Jeff, I want to open it because I know it's going to be full of good, honest, sharing material. And sure, occasionally he throws in his pitch to sell one of his products or sell one of his books. Nothing wrong with that. That's the beauty of building a platform. So that's what we're going to look at. How you build a platform, how you engage with your audience and share quality advice and build your tribe. So if you're considering writing and publishing an ebook, this is very important. You've got to put equal energy into building and maintaining your writer's platform. And it's simply because nobody else is going to do it for you. You see, if you're an independent writer and publisher, nobody's going to do it for you because it's your gig to do this. One of the advantages of signing up to a major book publisher is if you're lucky enough to get a deal, they do all this stuff for you. They market your book. They, hopefully. That's probably the topic for another podcast. But they have the resources behind them to help market your book and help people buy it. If you go down the independent publishing route, and that's what you're doing when you put your book on Amazon, you're becoming an independent publisher. You've got to do this stuff yourself. You've got to build a platform. Now, a writer's platform will build your tribe. I'll say it again. A writer's platform is going to help build your tribe. So a platform is your social media presence, right? It's your blog, it's your mailing list, and it's the way that you attract and engage a tribe of readers and hopefully writers. It's the way you engage your worldview with your potential audience, I suppose. That's one way of understanding what a platform is. But it's built using your social media presence. So YouTube, Pinterest, all the little social media tools we get distracted with for fun, for personal life, we're using them to promote and become your writer's platform. So another way to look at it, let's we're talking about Field of Dreams and Kevin Costner. If you build it, they will come, And Kevin Costner's character built a baseball stadium and the ghosts came to play a game. Well, let's take the baseball metaphor a little further. Now imagine that your platform is a baseball pitch, and the batter's box is your blog, okay? And the catcher behind you is your mailing list, right? So you've got a blog and a mailing list. They're the core of your platform. That's where you connect and share and grow your authority with an audience. And that's because you need to get people's email addresses, You've just got to get those email addresses. So the first, second, and third base, we're going to really labour this baseball metaphor, so stick with me. They're your key social channels: Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Now, I'm not going to discount LinkedIn, Google+, Pinterest. Do you have interest in Pinterest? But for brevity, I'm going to focus on these three. Okay, so we'll just talk about Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. An ideal social platform, you would use all of these tools because the whole point of it is to drive traffic to your blog and then capture people's email addresses so you can then engage with them, be friends with them, share interesting information, okay? Become an authority in your niche. So that authority, whether you're a science fiction writer, okay, a romance writer, a writer of teenage vampire zombie fiction, right? You would blog about those topics in those niches, and you would actively grow fans of those genres, if you're following me. If you're a writer of business marketing books, you would do the same thing. You would share useful information about business and marketing to grow your email list. Now, getting back to the baseball metaphor, I did warn you I was going to labour this. So, the pitcher's job is to throw balls at you, right? You're at the bat. He's throwing the traffic at you. It's your job as a writer and the batter to engage with that traffic. Now, your catcher behind you, he makes sure you capture email addresses so you can continue to engage with your audience long after they've left your website. Now, this is the point of a writer's platform, because people bounce in and out of websites and blogs for all sorts of reasons. You know, Google actually have a name for it. It's called bounce. If you look at your statistics, you'll get a bounce rate on your website, and it's measurable. It's how long people come into a website. Sometimes it's just seconds. You know, people may find your blog or your website randomly through search, and they come to your page, and they will make a decision in a few seconds whether it's useful for them and whether they're going to hang around. Now, even if they find an interesting blog article, there's no guarantee they're ever going to come back to your website. So while you've got them there on your blog, on your website, you've got to try and capture the email address. And the way you do that is by offering some value, something free in exchange for an email address. Once you have that email address, you can then communicate with them. They don't have to come back to your website. You can then give them useful, free, compelling information that will compel them to come back. Okay? So that's the point of the writer's platform. People bounce in and out for all sorts of reasons, and you need to capture an email address so you can build a relationship, build a tribe, grow your customer base. That's why you need to build a platform, okay? So you really got to consider that if you're pitching to mainstream publishers without a platform, you could be wasting your time, because many won't even consider an unknown writer if they don't come ready rolled with their own platform and audience. It's just a fact of life. Money's tight in publishing, and they want to, if you've written a book and you are hoping to get some mainstream bricks and mortar publishing deal, they will look at your social profile and see if you have some sort of platform ready-made and ready-rolled that can be leveraged for them. That's how the business works. You're listening to the eBook Revolution podcast from Madhouse Media. That's www.madhousemedia.com.au. Now, let's look how you can build your writer's platform. It starts with a blog. The blog is the essential part of your writer's brand, and it's the key to your platform building. I like to say blogging is the new black for writers, and it really is. It's just such a sensational way, and cheaply, to build your persona and your platform. So if you haven't started blogging already, like I said before, the best time to start is yesterday. That's because you need your platform in place well before you're ready to publish your book on Amazon, okay? And there's no reason that you can't start doing this stuff at the same time that you're writing. It can seem a little overwhelming when you're starting to put it together, but you don't have to have everything together in one hit. It's just baby steps. That's what we're talking about, baby steps. Baby steps, building your blog, building up your mailing list, building your social platform. You just put each piece in place as you could do it, spending a couple of hours a week just slowly pulling it together. Okay. So blogging is the new black for writers. And you see, a funny thing happens when you start to write regularly about a topic. you start to be perceived as an authority on that topic. And that's what builds brands. Authority builds brands. So if you're writing nonfiction, say internet marketing is your thing, and you're working on a book about internet marketing, well, start blogging about it right now. Start blogging about your favourite internet marketing techniques. And even better, engage with a community of internet marketers by sharing free and useful information with them. And this goes for any niche, any niche at all, any genre, fiction, non-fiction. Pick your niche, blog about the particular thing and angle that fires you up, okay? Now, you can easily set up a free blog at wordpress.com, and if you want to get more complex, you can have what's called a hosted blog on bluehost.com, and you can buy some pretty sensational-looking themes inexpensively to build your blog. If you have a look at madhouseMEDIA.com.au, that's a WordPress blog built on the Canvas theme. I think the Canvas theme costs about $50, and it's very customizable. If you're comfortable building websites, you wouldn't have too much trouble putting something together. If you struggle with the technological side of it, don't worry. You can hire a virtual assistant on Fiverr.com. For $50 or less, you can get some nice branding, get some nice graphic design. You get somebody to build your WordPress for you. Once it's built, it's as easy as using Gmail. Just uploading your new blog post. It's very, very simple. So that's what you need to do to get your blog together. That's the core of your platform is your blog. Now let's look at what you need to do next. Once you have the blog, you've got to capture your tribe's email addresses. You've got to grow your list. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about in this section, how you grow your list. Okay, you're listening to Jeff Hughes on the eBook Revolution podcast from madhousemedia.com.au. That's www.madhousemedia.com.au. And we've been talking about how to build your writer's platform, which is essential for independent writers and publishers. Now, what we're going to talk about now is how to build a mailing list and how to grow your list. This is key to growing your platform, to building your writer's platform, growing a mailing list. Because it's one thing having people read your blog, but think about it. How are you going to contact them when you're finally ready to publish a book, your ebook? Most people that stumble across a blog from the interwebs, whatever they're Googling in Google, most people that stumble across your blog or your website, they'll rarely revisit it, even if they like what they read. Just think of your own behavior when you're Googling stuff and information on the internet. Do you go back to the websites you've discovered? You might find a great article. You might find a solution to a problem that you've Googled, and you find a great article on a blog, whatever. You read it. Do you ever go back? No, very, very rarely. The only thing that drives you back is if you actually sign up for some bit of free information where you're asked for your email address. This is precisely why people do it, to grow your list so you can contact people that find your site and go away. Now, Google even have a name for that, and it's called bounce rate. Don't let your readers just bounce away, because a mailing list gives you a way to contact people that like what you're writing about and like and engage with your blog, and it lets you alert them whenever you publish updated content, okay? So you've got to grow your list. So how to get people to join your mailing list? It's pretty simple. Just ask. Just add a button at the end of each blog post with a simple message. Like this, sign up and never miss a post. Simple as that. Just ask. Now you can start building your list for free with free services like MailChimp.com. And if you want to get more sophisticated, they have a paid version, which costs between $20, $30, $40 a month. Or you can use more sophisticated services like dedicated email marketing services like Aweber or Active Campaign. There's quite a few out there. But you can start for free with MailChimp. This platform building exercise, as you get going, you can do it on the cheap. You can do it for $0, really. You can set up a free blog on WordPress.com, and you can set up a free mailing list account with MailChimp, and bam, you're off to the races. Now, if you want to see best practice on how a blog can grow a tribe and a mailing list, check out Jeff Goins' blog at goinswriter.com. Now, I believe Jeff Goins to be the gold standard in entrepreneurship and platform building for a writer. And pop over to his blog, sign up for his mailing list, and you'll see what I'm talking about. When I get an email from Jeff Goins, and I don't know Jeff Goins apart from his books and his writing and his blogging and his communication through the mailing list, but I feel like I know him just through the persona that he projects through his email communication. It's very one-on-one. And I don't think it's a coincidence that his last two books have been so successful, because he's built such a fanatical tribe and fan base that when he's got a new book coming up, he's able to leverage the value of his platform. And that's what this whole podcast episode is really all about. Why it's important for you to build a platform. So pop over to goinswriter.com and just have a look, sign up for his mailing list, and he shares some fantastic stuff. Okay, you're listening to Jeff Hughes and the eBook Revolution, brought to you by madhouseMEDIA. Now, we've looked at how you can build your platform using free tools at WordPress.com to build your blog, and MailChimp to build your mailing list. Now, they're the key components of a writer's platform, and what feeds into them is your social media network, and that's what we're going to talk about now. It's important to join the Twitterati. Now, if you're not on Twitter, I suggest you get on it right now and start building a brand, because Twitter is a fantastic resource. It's a fantastic resource to get in touch with writers from all over the world. And if you use it the right way, it can also help build your own credibility and writer's brand, and it will send traffic back to your blog and help build your mailing list. So you've built the blog, you've got the mailing list with MailChimp. What we're talking about is getting traffic, getting eyeballs back on your website, signing up to your mailing list, right? So Twitter is one easy way to do it. You can send traffic back to your blog and help build your mailing list. So can you start to see a picture emerging here? All your social media elements are just part of the big strategy, and the big strategy is to build your mailing list, right? So with Twitter, you can tweet about what you're writing. And you'll build followers, because if you tweet in the right networks, people will follow you if you're sharing useful information. Okay? It all gets back to that reciprocity. That share good, valuable information. People will follow you and share. So tweet about your writing. Tweet about your blog posts. Twitter's also good to reach out to other writers, and you can contribute to discussions. Important if you do that. Don't spam. It's all right to put a sales message in there occasionally, but you're using Twitter to engage. So be positive. Always tweet on topic, whatever your topic is, whatever your bag as a writer is. Always tweet around that. Build your profile, build your brand, engage the Twitterati. Above all, be useful. Google say, don't be evil. I say, always be useful. Okay? All right, so that's Twitter. Let's talk about Facebook, because Facebook is the ultimate traffic source back to your blog. Now, you might already be using Facebook personally, or maybe for your business, but it's an extremely powerful tool to build your writer's brand as well. And it's a fantastic traffic source for your blog. So I'd recommend don't use your existing Facebook profile unless you've already built one for your writer's brand, because that's what we're talking about, building your writer's brand. You're the brand, okay? So I recommend create a brand new author page and keep it separate from your personal page where you put your cat videos and share your drunken shenanigan party photos. Sorry, I shouldn't generalize, but you know what I mean. You don't want to share your private Facebook with your public Facebook. So we're creating a public Facebook profile that is really open to anyone, not just your friends. Okay. Because what we want to do is create your writer's brand, your author brand. So cross-link your Facebook page to your blog and reference all your other social media accounts within Facebook as well. So imagine all your other social media as like little satellites. Okay? We've already moved past the baseball metaphor. But they're all sending traffic back to your blog. Okay? Another marketing term is they're just channels to market. Okay? So Twitter's a channel to market. You're going to get traffic from Twitter users who might not find you anywhere else, but that you're leaving breadcrumbs to lead them back to your blog. Facebook's the same. It's another channel to market. Okay? So you can even add a sign-up form for your mailing list on your Facebook account. So it's another way to build your mailing list. You can boost content. So if you get a popular post, for $7, you can boost it to 10, 20,000 people and convert that into more mailing list subscribers. You can get likes and shares for your Facebook content for just a few bucks a week. And Facebook's got an incredible advertising engine. So when you're ready to actually promote your book, you can use your Facebook audience to actually promote and market your book quite cheaply if you have the platform already built. If you're already about to release a book, all this is too late if you haven't done it yet. But you can put it in place for the next one. Okay. But if you're planning within the next 6-12 months to publish a book on Amazon, everything we're talking about, building a platform, you should be working to get all this built right now. Okay, so we've looked at Twitter, had a quick look at Facebook, YouTube is also an incredible traffic resource. It's another channel to market. Because, we all know about the Google Gorilla search engine. But the second most widely used and powerful search engine is actually YouTube. And they're owned by Google. So YouTube's a great traffic source to help build your list. So you can easily make videos promoting your book, book trailers. You can talk about aspects of writing or whatever the passion is that you're writing about. You can create video versions of your blog post. Make it link back to your original blog post. As you get closer to your release date, create a video trailer to promote your book. Now, if you want a masterclass on how to use YouTube effectively for a writer's platform, go and check out Joanna Penn and her blog, thecreativepen.com. She uses video masterfully, and it drives traffic back to her blog and helps her sell more books. And Joanna writes fiction and non-fiction, and she's a very successful entrepreneur, and I would advise you go check out her blog and see how she does it, thecreativepen.com. Again, all these URLs will be in the show notes back on my blog. Okay, you're listening to Jeff Hughes at the eBook Revolution podcast, brought to you by madhouseMEDIA.com.au. Now, we've been talking about how to build your writer's platform. And building a writer's platform is simply building a blog, having a mailing list, having a free giveaway, what's called an ethical bribe to get people to opt into your mailing list. And that ethical bribe can just be something useful. A good idea for fiction writers would be maybe you could share a chapter of what you're writing, or some, quick how-to on a particular aspect of writing, perhaps. If you're writing non-fiction, perhaps whatever your genre is, you can create, some report, some free report that people perceive enough value in to swap their email address to get the report. Then you build your mailing list. You communicate with your growing tribe by giving them value through the email communications you send them. So when you're ready to launch, you've built that tribe. So that's what we've been talking about on this podcast of eBook Revolution, Build Your Writer's Platform. So let's get back to the pitch. I know I promised no more baseball metaphors, but we talked about at the start of the podcast, if you build it, they will come. Just like Kevin Costner in Field of Dreams. Now, you've built your writer's platform, you've built your own field of dreams, just like a baseball diamond. It's absolutely essential that your new social channels cross-reference each other and refer back to your blog, okay? So if you do this right, you're going to build a tribe and your authority. Because what you've just done, building a writer's platform, you've amplified your blog's impact. Now, people may never find your blog, but by amplifying with social media, you increase your chances of new readers finding and engaging with you. Now, this is not going to happen overnight, okay? The key is to give. The key is to share. Really share good, free content, okay? You want to start building feelings of reciprocity. When you truly give, people want to give back. That's just human nature. So, I'm not talking about grabbing people's email addresses to spam them with bullshit, You just want to give them good information, share information, make them trust you. And you build trust by sharing good, useful information. So that's how you grow your tribe. You grow the engagement with people that are on your mailing list, okay? And they're people, you know. You treat people with respect. Once you've built it, you've got to feed this beast. And it's got to be fed. You've got to set up a schedule, plan your blog posts. You know, you only need to blog once a week. But if you plan it all out, you know, in monthly chunks, it can be much easier to actually keep the thing rolling and not let it get in way of writing, which is what this is all about. You want to write your book to promote your book. But once your platform's set up, it's really easy to keep it rolling. So building a platform, it's really useless if you don't blog regularly and update your social channels regularly. I don't mean doing it obsessively, but just, you know, there's you could blog once a week. You know, quite easy to put a blog post together once a week. And the great thing about regular blogging for writers is it really does sharpen your chops, because it's writing. You know, you're publishing. You're becoming an internet publisher by putting this stuff out. So doing it regularly, it does make you a better writer. There's no doubt about that. But like I said, building a platform, it's useless if you don't blog regularly and update your social channels regularly. Now, I don't mean that you've got to be sitting on Facebook and doing all this stuff every day. There's no need, because there's tools like Buffer and Hootsuite, and those links are in the podcast notes back on the blog. You can use those tools to automate your posting. So it's as easy as just sitting down on a Saturday morning with Hootsuite or Buffer with a cup of coffee, and you can schedule all your tweets and Facebook updates for an entire week. Sure, if you see something else, you can update it during the week as you go, but you can basically set and forget a lot of this stuff. So once it's all set up, you don't have to spend a lot of time to maintain it, okay? In this podcast of the ebook revolution, talking about building your writer's platform. So you've got the platform built, you've built the blog, you've got the mailing list, you're engaging with your growing tribe that are coming in through your social channels, through Twitter, through Facebook, maybe YouTube, maybe Pinterest, maybe LinkedIn. The more the merrier. People are coming back, they're engaging, you're giving something of value away in exchange for their email address, and you're building your mailing list, and you're sending them emails where you're being useful and sharing and not sleazy and spammy. Okay, that's the key. So let's just jump forward and imagine it's time to launch your book. Okay, now imagine your book's ready to launch. Okay, you've got 1,000 email addresses on your mailing list already. Well done, you, 1,000. You've got thousands of likes and shares on your social channel, and you're finally ready to launch your book. This is where the hard work of platform creation will finally pay off for you. Now, remember your big why. You build a writer's platform for one reason. This is the reason: to promote yourself as an independent writer, to build your writer's brand, and have a ready-made platform when your ebook is finally ready to launch. Okay? So make it an event. Give your loyal readers a loyalty discount. Even better, do a free shipping promotion of its physical book. Get reviews. Reviews the lifeblood of Amazon. Imagine that scenario. You've already got a tribe of 1,000 people. They're going to help you launch your book. Now compare that launch story with this one. You finish writing your book. You don't have a platform. And you upload it to Amazon and hope for some sales. Without a platform, releasing an independent ebook, it's just like throwing a pebble into the vast Amazon ocean. Splash, it'll make a few ripples, and glug, 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 it'll disappear forever. It will sink without trace. That's hope publishing. Don't be a hope publisher. If you're serious about writing and independent publishing, you've got to start building your platform today, okay? Go out and do it. If you build it, they really will come. And more than likely, buy your book as well. I'm Jeff Hughes. You've been listening to the ebook revolution on how to build your writer's platform. There's more information on the podcast notes back at madhousemedia.com.au/podcast. And you can also hear the show on Stitcher, Stitcher's radio on demand, and you can listen anytime, anywhere. So Stitcher's an award-winning free app that lets you listen to all your favourite shows and discover from 20,000 news, entertainment and sports shows. So it's on demand and on the go, and you can download your own Stitcher app back on the website at Madhouse Media. That's it for this podcast. Thank you for listening. Get out there and build your platform. I'm Jeff Hughes from Madhouse Media, and you've been listening to the ebook revolution.